Welcome to Modern Day Psychology, where we talk about positivity, spirituality in the modern day life. And I'm MDP, and I want to talk to you guys about there's no room in the aura field. And see, some of us are more intelligent than others. Some of us are more intuitive than others, and most of us have different takes on when it comes to spirituality. And what I mean by different takes is like you may have different dreams than I may have, and that's exactly right. You may dream about things that you manifest in your presence, and then things that you study, and that's how my dreams and my dream manifestation now that I evolved into, it works because it's like all my life with my dreams, I always been to this stage of where it always been a thing of where it was always chaotic, and then it would be my family members in there and all that, but it wouldn't be chaotic to the point of where like it was on me, but it was just to the point of where I would be in a position to have to see how their minds were. And that's the thing. It wasn't more of like chaos was happening to me because it was like I was in some sense of control of the dream. But it's just like I started to understand now that I'm on this spiritual knowledge journey. It's coming more clear to me how I connect to the people that is close to me, that I allow to be close to me, not to the outside world, like just meeting people randomly and stuff like that, because that's just a thing of where people just want to be in your business and your nose and your face and all that, trying to see how much nose hairs you got. That's just how that is. But my thing of where it's like no room in the aura field, so like you can never change your ways for nobody, and you got to say that on the level where it's not even proud. It's just the fact of where like you won't have any drive in you if you continue to keep busting U-turns in the middle of your journey. You wouldn't. And I've done that plenty of times. And see, I think people mistake of my energy or mistake of what my anger is, because it's like, or mistake the judgments that they throw upon me or whatever, criticize, whatever, however you may call it. I don't know. It's just like you call it how you want. But it's just like me knowing myself and me knowing my life and me understanding thyself, knowing thyself. Like, it was so many times where that I had to see people didn't want to see me with nothing. So when I'm speaking about hatred, I know what the heck hatred is. I know exactly what hatred is. I know when somebody's trying to involve their life into mine. I know when a female is trying to be sexual towards me. I know when a male is trying to be have a pissing contest. You know what I'm saying? And these are the things that will make me upset when I just started walking into spirituality, because I had to realize something that I wasted my whole life of not knowing. And that's the thing of where that's the only place where my anger come from, or my warrior spirit come from, because of the fact that I had to not understand that I have to reorganize and chronically do things all over in my system, a configuration system or whatever, and get things right in my mental. It's just the fact that that's the thing about it is like I already have my ground of my mental where I wanted to be with myself and how I wanted to be clear-minded, and just coming into spirituality, the spiritual knowledge, becoming a student of spiritual knowledge, I came in with some things myself, and what I mean by not trying to make any new rules, but I came into where it's like I must stick to the code of spiritual knowledge and understand that I will forever be a student, and I will always have to understand that I have to learn things and be able to learn things. And my take on learning things is that I'm not that type of person. Somebody else may be that type of person, but me, I'm not that type of person where if you're trying to teach me something or whatever, or if I have to sit here and listen to you, you just gotta tell me. And I mean, this is the problem with the world. You know what I'm saying? And this is where my words and my literature and stuff get mixed up, and thinking that I'm off topic is because, see, the world is so based upon this ego thing and this prideful thing and this masculine and this pissing contest and this hot coochie contest. You know what I'm saying? To where is the point of where even if that person is spiritual and they're trying to teach you something, they don't know how to humble themselves to just give you knowledge and let you flow upon. They want you to stroke their ego. They want you to stroke their mental and give them and pay homage to them. And it's just like, you know, I know who to pay homage to, and that's just all. That's it. And I'm gonna get to that point about what I came into spirituality with. So by me coming into spirituality, I came into spirituality about how, like, I understand the professionalism or whatever, but I'm real, I'm street, I'm core, I'm a nigga, I'm a nigga it out, you know. But at the end of the day, it's like I came into spirituality with purity. And that's the only thing that I knew that I could be pure with. See, I couldn't be pure with religion because religion allows a lot of things to go around, including the Roman Empire, including the Catholic. And I'm not dissing, but including the Catholic, where they worship. I would say some type of worship the Black Madonna. Like, you know, we always talk about how people be talking about how these higher ups and religion and stuff is trying to whitewash America or whatever, and rape the minds of Americans and our melanated people. But at the end of the day, it's like a thing of where they have like the most ancient artifacts and sculptures there is to have. They have all the books, they have all the scrolls and all that. It's things that they have that we don't even that they use. But if we was to have possession of those things, and this is why I say a lot of things in America goes unanswered anyways. So when we get to the point of where we want to point the finger and shit like that, you have to understand that you already been mind warped. Because it's like they have stuff that we don't even know about that they found. That's like me and you go over here to and I'm not gonna try to make this video fast. So that's like me and you go over here into Egypt, and where nobody ever broke no wall. We never broke, and this is why I don't worship Egypt on that level. I worship it. I pay homage to the pyramids, to the Giza pyramids, just because of this fact. It's just like this. So that's like me and you. We some explorers, and here go the Giza or the guys of pyramids, and they sitting over here motherfucking understanding shit, and then we dig all this motherfucking sand up just to find out that ain't nobody been in these ancient temples. Ain't nobody ever been in these temples. So which would be the Europeans, which would be your whatever, I forgot, just say the Roman Empire or whatnot. So you got these people over here, and this is where race get cut out with me. On a certain, there's plenty of ways race get cut out with me, or white supremacy, white supreme or whatever get cut out with me. And why even if a white person was to try to neglect my energy or to project the energy upon me, they'll look stupid, because it's like this. It's like I grew up under that wing up where I understand the world. So when I'm around that energy, it really doesn't affect me to a certain extent, unless I gotta slap a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? That's about it. But beyond that, I'm about to tell you, like, they was the first ones to be able to, what they say, Napoleon and all them. They was the first one of the first ones to even go up in these temples. And I don't even know how far back that goes. Napoleon them probably wasn't the first ones. So when they go up in these temples and they find all the Valley of Kings and shit, they find it was major shit. And this is the thing that's like me with mine. This like I'm gonna say this. I don't want to go too deep on that. So that's like your family, right? Your grandparents, your great great grandparents, your great 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 grandparents have land and shit, and have shit that's they had over the years from the 80s and shit like that had valuables and had motherfucking souvenirs and shit that cost probably $500. If you could go pawn and you get it for $1,000, they'll buy it for $1,000 for you. And then they got these little say they had these little old fashioned guns and shit. Granddaddy had these old fashioned guns, these old fashioned swords and shit, and all this and everything that was left in the will, it was left in the will, but it's some shit that they left behind and shit. And then when you go purging through the house and plundering through the house and shit, you find other shit. And who's the first one to go in the house? Is the higher up of the family tree, whoever is a descendant of that. You know what I'm saying? So when you go in there, you're not gonna tell everything that you done found in there. And this is why I'm about to tell you why there's no room in my aura field. And this is why I speak through vulnerability, or I just speak through me, period, through my pureness. Because it's the fact of where it's like, I can never be angry at the world because I know the world for what it is. What I am is would be angry at is if people would be trying to project their energy on me, and then when I get violent, they act like I'm wrong. That's the only problem that I'm having, because it's like, I'm not no little ass kid. Understand. Overstand. I'm not a little ass kid. I don't want nothing from the world. And I'm not gonna make this video long. I mean short. I'm gonna tell you. So when you go in and you find this shit, it's certain shit that they didn't tell you that they found in this house. And this is the same way religion was pushed upon the minds. Okay, it's Christ conscious. That's it. That's the base, or whatever. But it's like when they went into these temples and these pyramids and the Valley of Kings and opened the tombs of these kings, it was major shit that you still don't know about now. So the people that is controlling your world, no, it's not that I focus on them. It's not that I'm going to have a warrior spirit. My warrior spirit is for me and my family. And whoever chooses to follow those ropes. But I can't make this shit up myself. And that's the first thing I knew when I came into trying to even walk on this path of being an enlightener. Or being a spiritual activist. Not a Civil War activist. Not a civil rights activist. Not a black on black power, not black power activists. It's just so crazy, and that's why I say so much. It's only we can to be talking about is the divine feminine and the divine masculine. And I'm only saying that just for the man and the woman cause. I'm not just saying in the word because everybody's not divine. You're only divine if you do the work and you really live into that pureness. That's the only way you can become divine, if you're pure. And that's the way that I see it. Not the way that I judge it. See, that's the thing. See, that could have hit your ego. That could have hit your pride. And that's the thing about it. You're only divine if you are pure. That's the way that I perceive this shit. And that's why I say it's like, with me dealing with dick, man, masculine, you know what I'm saying, alpha male, beta male, whatever how you want to call this shit, like, it's no material tied to it. There's no material tied to it. It's no pissing contest tied to it. And that can make some people mad about how I go about that, but that's just the way that I roll, and that's the way that I am. No one pays my bills. No one is putting food in my mouth. For the last motherfucking damn 2 years, I wasn't sucking on mama titty. And before that, I don't understand. See, motherfuckers always got shit to say, but they motherfuckers act like they putting food in your stomach at night. And this is why the world is so fucked up now. Because who the fuck, even if a person was to care about you or to critic you or to judge you or to step in your life to show you a path, a better way of living, those people, if they're going to do that, they still going to have to do it in the pure way of giving you knowledge, or do it in the pure way in feeding you, putting food in your stomach. And that's the thing. Everybody have so much motherfucking shit to say about the world and the way the world is going, but they not doing shit for you. They don't do shit for you at the end of the day. So who the fuck are they? Who the fuck are they? That's just like having a police task force in a world that's still full of fucking crime. That's why a woman gonna have to follow under my guidelines as a spiritual activist. Fuck her vagina. Cause she will have to come off across how she sees to want her vagina respected as a woman when she come onto the journey with me. But coming into my aura field, it's gonna be a whole lot of shit that you have to understand. I'm talking about getting a bunker. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about storage and food. I'm talking about motherfucking separating yourself from your family because they not spiritual and they might be materialized and they might still materialize your mind in the form of material. See, this is the thing about it where society is wrong in my world. That is where how I see the dealing with relationships with women and shit like that is because of the fact it's like this. Your mom and your grandmama and all, and your friends, your cousins, your aunties, and your uncles, and your whoever the fuck that God, the spirit realm, sent to me. You have to understand something. Just like the girl said, she said, motherfucker, shatter your motherfucker world because you understand that you know the truth of God. And that's the same way it's gonna shatter your world when you find out that I ain't the divine nigga. I ain't trying to win you over with my dick. Cause the dick is just a part of the function. And sex is spiritual. Only if you make it. See, is the thing. Sex is spiritual. It's just like this, as you saying that you having sex and you just like, all right, I see you tomorrow. And that's the energy you give off. That's the energy that you're going to continue to give off. That's the way your life going to go. And then when you're about 40, 50, 60 years old, all you're going to say, yeah, I slung that dick all my motherfucking life. I slung that dick all, yeah, girl, I had some motherfucking horse in me, man. You know what I'm saying? That's the aura field, that's the energetic field you're going to be giving off. Now, if you go the other route with the spiritual sex, it goes from where you and this female making get to a high connection with y'all aura to where you can feel the spiritual in it. You can see each other and you feel me? You can see one of y'all might see each other in y'all dreams. Y'all can create spiritual babies. And I understand the thing about how the what you call it, the parent doesn't pick the child picks the parent when it's coming through the cosmos and the ethers and the sperm world and all that. I understand that, but like I said, it's just the same way as spirituality, pure. Like I said, when I came in with purity, it's just like that. I see it the same way. If me and her is on this, for me and her to meet for a whole year and we build for 2 to 3 years and we build without outside influence and without materialistic influence and understanding that we still have to survive and eat and not even survive and eat and to just live and eat and pay bills because nobody else is going to pay our bills. You know what I'm saying? Beyond that, we start a business. It's just where it's like when we get on that level and we feed ourselves with nothing but pure foods and good foods or whatever foods that are just able to keep us functioning, and then we come up and have sex or sexual intercourse, and then we create a bomb. And the bomb will be a spiritual bomb. We'll create that spiritual egg. I'm Modern Day Psychology. And it's all love here. And I'm going to talk to you guys in the next video.